Under the Constitution, there is no provision for a public forum at the budget meeting. However, as indicated on the agenda, I have agreed that petitions and written statements about the budget and reports on this agenda could be submitted to this meeting.
Local authorities are trying to run 21st century services with an outdated funding system and less cash. Something has got to give. But secondly,
Can I, sorry guys, can we listen to the Mayor's budget, please? Thank you. Mr. My friend, I have every sympathy with you, but please cut the language out. Quiet. I agree that you may have some... Excuse me a minute. What I won't tolerate is anybody who use foul and abusive language. All right, you would be automatically removed. Mr. Mayor, please.
I'm just picturing the whole of Bristol going up to London. I can't quite see it. But anyway, let's move on. Maybe I shouldn't have opened up that can of worms. So in effect, last year, this chamber passed an illegal budget. This year, this administration is open and transparent. This year, this administration is taking the difficult decisions. This year, all members of all parties can vote for this budget in confidence that it is legal.
But is it moral? It's not Where's the moral? We have laws on Wednesday's budget. Laws on You're cutting them. All people without meals or
Can you, again, you're challenging my patience, please. Quiet. Quiet. It's like a disease back there. I says like a disease. Everybody's chipping in. Final warning. Final warning. We will move the gallery out if you're not careful.
And it's clear this was a previous failing. As the leader of the opposition said, it would appear that officers knew the savings were not being delivered and yet deliberately kept this from members. In fact, they gave repeated assurances that everything was on target. A culture of concealment prevailed. As the current chair of OSM has said, if we had known that the information at that time, there was no way I would have been able to support the budget last February. And in fact, it would have been an illegal budget because it did not balance the books.
This is your final warning, my friend. I'm sorry, you can't keep interrupting. We're trying to listen to the budget. Thank you. Petition PP01, the organisers, Matthew Carey. Matthew?
Hi, thanks very much. Our petition is from the Bristol and District Anti-Cuts Alliance. We've got three main demands of the petition. One is to suspend the cuts for this financial year by using reserves and prudential borrowing powers. Secondly, to end any plans for privatising or outsourcing further services from the council. And thirdly, to build a mass campaign with the anti-austerity movement, the trade unions and other councils to force the central government to give us the money that we need to run the city well. Just to dispel quickly a couple of misconceptions about Badaker's position, we're not calling for an illegal budget, we're not calling for the councillors to refuse to set a budget, just as the Mayor is proposing to use £11 million of reserves to balance the budget this year. We're just saying we need to use more reserves to suspend the cuts for this year. But secondly, it is also important that our strategy is for the Labour Party to join us in the fight against the cuts to get more money out of the government. The Labour Party was set up...
Matthew, can you Can you let me know how many people signed the petition, please?
Yeah, sorry. 456 people signed a petition altogether.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thank you.
So I've taken the decision to only propose a one-year corrective budget and separate this from the medium-term financial plan on which we will start working in March.
No, it's saying, Marvin, it's saying, have mercy, Lord.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought we was gonna... All right. And we're gonna adjourn and move to... Yeah. Okay, councillors, the meeting has been adjourned. The public garages will be cleared and they've been invited to go in the room behind us. All right, thank you.
Bristol's reputation in Whitehall has been low for some time, and we're in the process of convincing the government that the can-do attitude and the strategic thinking necessary may be returning to Bristol. We're starting to see a change in attitudes towards the city, which we believe will open up the opportunity for investment that has previously bypassed us. So I would say choose today, and I think it is a challenge we have to take on in the role of what is an elected member. Are we leaders of this city, ready to take the tough decisions ourselves, but also there to help the city to understand that sometimes we face the unenviable option of which is the least of two ills? Or are we going to be protesters, simply campaigning on a narrow range of issues in our own select interest in an effort to get a leaflet on a headline on a leaflet for an election in an individual ward? I ask you to lead the city with me today in this difficult time.
With cuts, people already under stress with debt, poverty and ill health would not pick up the corporate...
No effect. On the contrary, it would have an enormous effect because it would raise the issue of standing up to the cuts. It would give confidence to people and other councillors across the country who are feeling a similar position, and on that basis we could build a mass campaign not just in Bristol but across the country which would sweep the Tories from power. If Labour are serious about winning the elections in 2020, then they better not allow themselves to be used to carry through Tory cuts. Thank you for coming, thank you for making this a success. Let's go forward and let's defeat these cuts and let's defeat the Tories. Cheers.